Cosplay Central. This is your host, ScottyB. Of course, these end of the week episodes are always a lot of fun for me because I get to change up the topics and then put out a video on YouTube, which you can like and comment on, and of course, subscribe to. All of those wonderful things. We'll get to the pitches and plugs at the end of the video, and we want to spend today talking about something called cosplay gossip, which is a topic that has come up quite a bit just in passing. There's so much to go on about. There are so many different kinds of gossip inside of the cosplay community to talk about. And really, there are groups and cliques, and at cons, there's all this like high school, middle school behavior that goes on. And for somebody my age, you may not be able to tell by the shirt that I'm wearing, but and I just pulled this out. It's got all sorts of funny stuff. So I'm not a young cosplayer. I was never a young cosplayer, actually. Even when I was doing theater, I was in my 20s, so it was something that came along later. I know some people are cosplayers from the age of 10 or 13 or whatever, and they've already been cosplaying and making costumes for 10 years by the time they get into cons and they get some online traction. But the issue is that all of the adults and most of the cosplayers that cause the issues or are part of the gossip groups are the adults that are behaving just poorly. This is just bad behavior. And is this an episode to say shame on us for doing this? I think it kind of is. I think it's really the episode. I've been meaning to have this episode for a while, but that we really need to be mindful of what we talk around and about with other cosplayers in the community and what we decide that we are going to gossip about, whether that's in our small little groups and just the things that people do that annoy us, which is just ridiculous because we don't actually know, like for the most part, don't actually know many of the people inside of this community. We are simply seeing pictures of them online and we are drawing this huge conclusion about who they are and what they do and what their free time's like and like who, and we our imaginations kind of run rampant about what these people are up to. And it's really not fair to the creator to do that. I mean, yeah, if you have some constructive criticism, sure, but if you're going behind people's back and you're just all up in somebody's business and you're complaining about other people to people inside of the community and maybe even people that you don't know very well, just remember that anything that you DM to somebody can very easily be captured. So you have to be very careful about what you say. It's certainly something that we do not do here on the show. We don't gossip about other cosplayers and what's going on in the cosplay community. If you want the gossip and the 411 on what cosplayers are doing, if that is even a relevant topic or show, I'm sure there is one on YouTube. I'm sure there are all sorts of opinion-based shows about things that go on inside of cosplay and just things that go on inside of the industry in general. Really the big thing about this episode, folks, and the big message is to be authentic. It's tough. We want to show people what it's really all about, and that it isn't just about the drama. And I know that there are cases, things that go on underneath and behind the scenes in this world of cosplay, but it's really about doing the fun things and about sharing the creations, not about worrying about what everybody else is up to or whether they've done something illegal. That will sort itself out. If you live in one country and somebody in another country has done something that you don't like, guess what? They have to be held accountable by the laws and regulations of their country and by people that they affect. And if we're not all cyber criminals, but if there are people who are doing things, if they are cyber criminals, then that will not go unnoticed forever. And also a point to be made for any of the vendors that are in this cosplay gossip zone, any of the vendors who are not using best practices in how they conduct themselves online or in sales or in their service, what they provide to the cosplay community, that is also really shady. And again, what goes around comes around. It will be dealt with in some way. It will hurt your business eventually. Whether that is legally or not, I don't know, because again, we don't really talk about the people who have gotten into this stuff. And just, if you're not if you're not authentic, if you're not being true to what you want to do, if you're trying to cut corners and you're trying to get somewhere and gain, eventually that momentum stops because there's nothing behind it. You ignore it, you delete it, you block. That's it. That's the whole formula. That is a winning formula. That is what the people at the top do. If you get trolled, you don't have to bring that up. You don't have to screenshot it. You don't have to put it in your stories. You don't have to shame that human being or whatever it was. Could have been a bot, who knows? But you don't have to internalize it. If somebody has an opinion, or even not an opinion, if they just really feel like they think they're going to cancel someone. But honestly, it's really just to gain attention. So the whole point of the gossip is to gain attention. And it's really not something that needs to be fed. Is it really something that we play into because it's the way that fandom exists? So fandom is all just a part of celebrities and movies and franchises that exist that are so much fun and that we want to be involved with. And sometimes people get a little bit too obsessed with those things. They go too far down that road and they look for the gossip because they eat it up. They crave it because it's all this information and secret information, and oh, this is going on here, and this is really what happened, and that's what we really want to know about, is what really happened, the truth behind it all, and that there's always this intrigue, when honestly it's a job for most people. Celebrity, if you're a celebrity, yes, but acting is a job, and providing entertainment to masses is a job. So that is really what they're doing there. They have a contract and they are putting in the paces. Sometimes they really do associate with the characters, but for the most part, they do the job, they move on to the next one because that's what you do. It's contract. It's a contract. But we eat it up. We want to think that there's so much more going on. We want to get into the lives of the people that are behind these costumes and these characters. But really, when it comes down to it, it's the character that you're obsessing about in most part. And it's the portrayal of that character. And yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that go on inside of that space. And I guess it's also important to say that anti-gossip is also gossip. So if you're talking about people who do gossip in behind their backs or whatever the case may be, if you're talking about how people gossip, then you're also gossiping, which is anti-gossip, which is also gossip. So that is really the important thing here, is just to keep to yourself, stay in your lane, stay focused on what you want to do. And that eventually you can grow a positive reputation because of how you are, and because of people begin to know that you're not just fakey, and you're not just being nice to people on the surface and then going behind them and talking about them. Like, you're just you, and that's just how you are. You're just kind of easygoing, and that is, we're in cosplay. This isn't rocket science, and it certainly isn't brain surgery. There's nobody's life at stake. It is just something that's fun that we want to do. And for me, it's like a huge, money sucker too. But that's part of the fun, is setting all of it up, seeing if it can be done. And there are definitely exceptions to the rules, but eventually you grow a reputation, okay? You grow a reputation of being somebody who talks about people, and that doesn't go away. Cosplay is kind of a small community. It's growing and it's global, but you want to be on the right side of the gossip. You don't want to spread that. You don't want to perpetuate that inside of this community, and neither do we. So that is where we're going to end the show. Hit the like button if you like the video. Comment on the video if you want to leave a comment, and you can spend five seconds typing something. That's always appreciated. And of course, you can share the video if you want to, or you can go to the website, www.heroesofcosplaysanctuary.com. You can find us online on Instagram at Heroes of Cosplay Sanctuary. Go visit the links in the bio, find the podcast, find the YouTube channel. Of course, if you are on the YouTube channel right now, you can hit subscribe. It's free, it's easy, and we always appreciate more people coming to the channel. So thank you so much, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.